Robertson and Trent, we know looking at Liverpool over the 4 or 5 years that the source of their power is from the fullbacks. And, you know, if you think about it, how many crosses did Trent put in today? How many did Robertson get into that place? Well,
not from great positions, mate.
Nothing, Macca. So, you know, big thumbs up to Ten Hag.
Sometimes the lads alluded to it before the game, said it exactly before the game. Sometimes you just have to go back to basics. Pick your battles against other teams that you want to... I wouldn't say they held on, because they didn't hold on, because Liverpool didn't make enough chances. But they worked hard in the second half and saw the game out comfortably, and that's what you have to do. And then you build. You get your 3 points, you go above Liverpool in the league. All the pressure then shifts onto Liverpool because Casemiro's come in and now Jurgen's got all the problems rather than Ten Hag. And then next week, when you get more possession, that's when you start to play, when teams back off. But tonight was a perfect example of going back to basics to a certain extent, knowing where Liverpool are strongest, playing into the corners over Trent and Andy Robertson and trying to exploit those positions.
OK, much more to come from the boys, but that is some dramatic Premier League weekend that has come to an end. It all began with Spurs' win, then that was followed by Crystal Palace, Everton's first point of the season. Fulham remain unbeaten. Huge win for Southampton at Leicester, 9 out of 9 for Arsenal at Bournemouth. Then that dramatic Sunday, Chelsea beaten 3-0 at Leeds. West Ham still without a point after a 2-0 home defeat to Brighton, who are 9 unbeaten overall in the Premier League. And then that incredible 3-3 at St James's, and that's been followed up by Manchester United's first win under Erik Ten Hag against their biggest rivals Liverpool by 2-1. And as Macca alluded to, as we knew before the game, a United win would take them above Liverpool in the table. So after 3 games each, United have a point more than Jurgen Klopp's side, who are on 2. Everton, Wolves and Leicester with just a point from 9. David Moyes' West Ham, the only side after 3 games yet to put a point on the board. And Arsenal are the only team with a 100% record. 3 games in, 9 from 9, with a goal difference of +7. The champions are still unbeaten on 7 points. So too Leeds, Spurs and Brighton and Hove Albion.
We can hear what it means to the crowd. What did that mean to the United players?
Yeah, it means a lot. As you can see, our first 2 games didn't go so well. So we knew today was a big game and we had to turn that around today.
How much do you think you needed that on many levels, Marcus?
Yeah, you know, it's obviously a massive game for the club. I've always said, regardless of the circumstances that you're in, a game against Liverpool, it's massive, no matter what circumstances you're in. So to get the win today is massive, and like Jayden said, we've not done so well starting the season, so it's good to pick up the first 3 points.
It was a million miles from the first 2 performances of the season. What was the difference tonight?
To be honest, I think just energy. We started the game at a higher tempo. And we was tired towards the end, but we kept going and we just stuck at it. They got a goal back and we didn't fold. We kept defending well, and it was an enjoyable game to play in.
Jayden, going into the game tonight, how much were the players burning after what happened last week? How much of that superb performance was based on a poor performance last week?
Yeah, obviously last week hurt a lot, so we knew we had to bounce back. And tonight we showed the fans what we can do, and we just have to carry on this momentum. And hopefully next week we get another win.
You showed tremendous composure with your goal. How were you so aware of how much time you had?
To be fair, I didn't realise how much time I had, but once I chopped the defender, I just knew I had to compose myself to finish. So I'm happy I scored.
Marcus, was that vintage your goal, in behind?
Yeah, it was a goal that I've scored quite regularly. So yeah, important for me to get them types of goals. And yeah, I felt I was in good areas today, good positions. On another day, I could have had a few more goals. So, just keep going, keep working hard, and focus on the next game.
It clearly worked. Tell us about the manager's tactical switch at half-time when he pushed you out to that left side.
I think it's just the versatility that we have in the team. We can do many different things, especially in attack. So, the game was going well. We were in the first half. We was attacking some good spaces. But we weren't quite getting the end product that I felt we deserved in the first half. In the second half, probably slightly less clear-cut chances, but we done better with them. And yeah, for us to be able to switch and chop and change positions like that is always a positive.
Jayden, a very welcome 3 points, first one in the season. But how important as well the manner of the victory tonight?
No, it means a lot to all of us. You can see how the fans reacted, and we knew it was a big game today, so we're just happy that we got the 3 points, but it's not over. We're on to the next game and focused till then.
Is it important as well, though, it gives you all belief that you're all united as one. It's a new manager, it's a transitional period in many ways, but if you can produce performances like that, you're going in the right direction.
For sure, we just have to produce like what we've done today every single game. So, you know, again, we're on to the next game. Happy that we got the 3 points, and yeah, we move on.
Congratulations, guys. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Yes, the goal scorers, Jadon Sancho just scoring for the 4th time in his Premier League career for Manchester United. He said there, Paul, how much time he had, but as Maka said at half-time, if Mo Salah et al. Had scored that, they'd be creating the headlines and people would be getting very carried away.
Yeah, they would be, yeah, and I actually said that as well. I thought the composure of the lad, and that's what we've come to expect from him. We've seen him at Dortmund for a couple of years. OK, he had not a poor season, just a difficult season last year in a difficult team, but his composure showed there was brilliant. It's not always easy to do this, you know. You're in a box, a crowded box, you think. And this takes real talent to do that. It's a great bit of skill. Puts 2 people down, puts Milner and the goalkeeper down, and that opens himself up to just slide it in the corner. But I thought he was good. I thought Marcus there with the other inter, I thought he was as good as he's been for probably 2 or 3 years. A real threat on the counter-attack running through, and Liverpool really struggled to deal with him.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you know United fans want to see. As Scholes, he said, we've not seen it enough, you know, since he's been there. You know, he's a young kid still learning his way, and it's tough going to United at such a young age. But moments like this would have just endeared him to the Man United fans. But you've got to do more of it. We want to see more of it week in and week out, and it's pleasing to see him and Rashford, you know, on the score sheet.
And this caused much discussion within the Liverpool ranks, Maka.
Oh, I mean, it was a nice goal by Sancho, but it was awful defensively by Liverpool, wasn't it? Trent doesn't do enough to stop the 1-2, then get back and try and defend Sancho. Milner goes flying in, trying to delay it, and he's angry at Van Dijk for not stepping forward. Virgil van Dijk stands on the 6-yard box, hands behind his back, and is almost rooted. Once Sancho comes inside, yeah, he mightn't be able to stop the goal from going in, but he has to come forward. If he steps a yard forward, he instantly closes the angle down for the goal. Goalie's out the way, as you'd expect, but he has to come forward. And that's what Milner was having a go, and rightly so. And there was a load of people at fault for that goal, and there was more at fault for the second goal as well. And that's where Jurgen Klopp will be really angry with, and the Liverpool fans would be.
Well, let's see that second goal, because Marcus Rashford spoke about it in that position again that he found himself a couple of times tonight.
Well, this is where he's a big threat. Again, the ball breaks down a little bit. I think it's Henderson who gives it away. And as soon as he gets on his bike there, there's absolutely no stopping him. We thought he may have been just touch offside, maybe timed it, but it seemed like he's obviously timed it perfectly, and it's a great fit. It's a good finish, but again, for the Liverpool lads, a little bit disappointed with the goalkeeper. You're not usually be able to slide it into that near post there. I think he gives him much too much of a gap to the right hand side of him. But give him credit, Mark. This is what Mark's is good at. He can finish it. He's had a really tough time, really low in confidence. So I'm hoping this will do him especially the world of good.
From the Liverpool point of view?
Liverpool gave the ball away. I mean, Harvey Elliott tries to play a pass out to Mo Salah, which gets cut out, and then Henderson fails to deal with it, then Van Dijk fails to deal with it, Gomez steps up, and as Scholes said, it was too easy, the goal. Once the ball's in front of Marcus Rashford, give him a load of credit, but if the goalkeeper's got that near post shut down, he has to open his body up to whip it round him, which is hard when the ball is right in front of you. But he didn't have to, because he just played it nice and straight. So he wants this first touch. To go to Rashford's right, the goalkeeper's left, is a hard task when the ball's there. But he didn't need to, because it's right in front of him, the near post is open.
It's a really unusual goal, isn't it?
It is.
Like you say, you normally open your body and you go that way to bend it round.
Whip it right round.
He's actually done the same finish, bent it round in the near post, which is so unusual. You're thinking usually the outside of your foot maybe to bend it round the keeper, but I think the keeper's in a bad position.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, he's a top keeper.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm not a goalkeeping coach, but I still think he's going to act too quick, too early. I think he's got people chasing him back. If he goes further back, he allows himself to get himself in the right position. But listen, at the end of the day, Liverpool were disappointing. The amount of times me and Mac were just shaking our heads about.
What was wrong with them tonight, Paul?
There was just no intensity. There was no rhythm.
Missed big players, I think. In the middle of the pitch,
I'm still not buying into that. Fabinho, you like him, he comes on second half, they're a different team. He takes Henderson off. We were saying no disrespect to Milner, but, he's played the whole game. I just felt from the minute one, they didn't look comfortable in how they set the team up.
Yeah.
Harvey Elliott playing, in a kind of holding position. When he was at Blackburn, he was playing on the right wing, scoring 15 goals a season. Now he's playing in a holding position. So I just felt, you know, from a team point of view, there was misbalance, and I think that's why.
He was slow, weren't he?
Slow,
They gave the ball away,
yeah.
passes, simple passes. They gave the ball away a lot tonight, and that they just lacked that intensity. Yes, they got the intensity going when they were 1 down, when they were 2 down. But it was all too late. You don't give these teams goal starts. We mentioned it before the game. Liverpool fell behind too many times. Liverpool are starting the game slow. It's exactly the same today.
I thought Cavallo did well when he came on. Cavallo came on, he carried the ball, he was running forward. And that's why I'm talking about creativity in the middle of the pitch. Milner and Henderson, too similar. You know, I keep mentioning it, 30-odd-year-olds playing in midfield. It's difficult. When Cavallo came on, missed Thiago, massive creative player for them. I thought when Cavallo came on, he's actually started running at the defence and trying to create a little bit more. So I thought they missed him in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, I don't disagree, Scholes. I would never disagree with you, my friend. You know what I mean? But I just felt, you know, looking at the balance, if you'd have played Henderson and you'd have played Fabinho and maybe Cavallo,
well, yeah,
that gives you a better balance.
Again, I don't think Fabinho gives you that much creativity. He'll make it solid in the middle of the pitch, of course he will, and allow them more.
But then you're playing Milner in an advanced position when Milner never scores a goal.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that Fabinho, he has to have been injured. He has to have been injured for not to play today. They said it was tactical before the game. I think the reporter just gave Jurgen an out with the question. But he had to be injured. To not start in a game and play Milner, Henderson and Harvey Elliott, he had to have a knock or something like that.
Well, he can't make up.